Right, we're outside one of the Mentee's properties that he's bought. He's nearly finished, although we'll find out. Nearly finished. He'll be doing a BRR on this. He'll be refinancing and pulling every single penny out. So I'm excited to see this one. So we're gonna have a walk through, gonna chat to Will, see how he's getting on, have a look at the house, talk about what he's done and etc. I think that's it, isn't it?
I bought it. Well, yeah, bought it from council.
Cool. Yeah, talk to me. What does that mean? There'll be people going, how do you buy it through the council?
How do you buy it through council?
So how do you find it? You say you knew about it, didn't you, through relative?
Through a relative.
Cool.
They'd lived here, rented it all pretty much like since the 70s. Managed to pick it up for 61.
How have you done that? Because that price is incredible.
Incredible.
How did you get it for 61?
So obviously they'd had the tenancy from the 70s.
Yep.
And I managed to get onto the tenancy.
Yep.
And buy it through mine with their discount with me myself on there. Bought it personally.
Okay.
Financed out refurb myself.
Yeah. Where are you coming in at?
To currently sitting at about 17,000.
Yeah. How much is left, do you think?
So we've just got probably like £5,000 left.
Okay, so about 22. You've done a good job for 20. I mean, you're doing a lot yourself, aren't you?
Yeah. The majority of works myself. Plastering I've done, electrics, and then some.
Yeah, don't do the electrics yourself. You'd be 90 max all in, do you think?
What's that, sorry?
How much you'll all be in for? Probably less than that, 85?
Yeah, it'll be around 90.
90?
To be safe, yeah.
Cool. GDV, what do you think it's worth? Because we had a look, didn't we?
Yeah, and I went and visited 2 estate agents local.
Nice.
One said around 135, other came back and said 150 to 170. This is obviously before seeing it or anything like that. So obviously, as you say, doing 75% of the new valuation.
Yep.
We can pull out obviously the capital from that basically.
Yeah, so the mortgage will be 75% of the whatever it values at. We think 140.
Yeah. Which
is 105. So you'll have a mortgage of 105 and you've spent 90 all in.
Yeah.
So you will make money on this.
Yeah.
You'll make 15 grand, give or take. You will have a property worth 140 that will go up in value.
Yeah.
And what are we thinking of doing? Are you going to rent this out?
No, stay here.
Okay. So we're going to stay here for a little bit, but then again, what we aim to do is the next one we'll move and do similar and rent this.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Nice. What sort of rent, let's say you did rent it, what sort of rent would you get?
In this area, I'm thinking upwards of like 1,100, maybe 1,000.
Okay.
That's top end. But that's that was when I was looking at converting it to a 3-bed.
Okay, so let's say 900.
By the time I leave, I plan it to be a 3-bed.
Perfect. So if we left it as a 2-bed, you'd be 900 rent. Mortgage would be 300-400. So you'd be profiting maybe 400 after your bills and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, not bills, after your management fees and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
I mean, you look at the numbers. Well, technically it's an infinite return, isn't it?
Yeah.
But still, to spend X on a property, to get paid for it, to keep it, to own the equity, to own the house, and be getting paid £400 a month.
It's a great start.
It's the power of property, isn't it, really? Yeah. That's when you really know what you're doing, that's what you can do. What's going to be next then? So say we finish this, we get the refinance money in, what are we thinking? What's the next step?
So currently just looking for sourcing deals basically.
Yeah, so whilst the money's tied in this, we're looking at sourcing deals onto investors to probably do similar for them. Cool. And then once you've got the money back in, you're going to have 2 arms of the company, aren't you, really?
Yeah.
Sourcing, so deals that you can still monetize and grow your pot.
Yeah.
And then you're also going to have deals that you're going to buy yourself.
Yeah. So definitely factor into the price of the next projects to have the projects done by somebody, you know.
Maybe you manage the people, but you'd like different. Yeah, because you've done all the flooring, haven't you? You probably get someone in to do all of that.
Stuff like that. Yeah, because the time that's required around working a full-time job. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I joined Evolve to, learn the process and speed it up. So I'm not spent, because it's already hard enough trying to get into property with a full-time job.
Yeah. Right. Let's continue walking through. New boiler, new everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kitchen was actually fitted already.
So what's needed in here then? Are we putting something, are we keeping this style? Are we boarding?
Yes, so obviously plasterboarding inside of here, and this is all getting dressed. That's starting next week. Handrails, spindles, all of that.
Yeah.
Skirtings and arches to finish.
So this is bedroom?
This is bedroom 2, and what I did with this is I made this a slight bit smaller to extend the bathroom and made this bigger, so I stud walled this. Okay. As you'll see in the back. Yeah, so that's yet to be done. That's I
remember you saying.
Project, yeah.
So what? Yeah, you can see you've kind of.
So having it
right, I can stand on here.
Yeah, the room.
Cool.
where I've been staying from time to time just to knock this reno off quicker.
Makeshift bed. Brilliant.
That's how I sleep as well.
Yeah. Nice. So we're here with Will today. We are in one of his projects that we'll talk about the numbers later on. But today, what I want to do is understand a little bit more about what your situation was and why you took that step to work with us. Yeah. So before you joined, when we had that first call, talk to me a little bit about what came of that and what since then we've pushed on with.
Mm-hmm. So when first buying the property, I was 9 months into the project, getting the renovation boxed off all by myself. And obviously being so deep into a project, doing it all yourself, it starts to get stressful. So as I was like looking online, I'd seen videos from yourself. So getting this property at such a good price, I wanted to turn this into a business opportunity. Obviously working a busy 9 to 5 schedule.
7 to 5?
Or 7 to 5, yeah. It's very hard to then find the extra time to put into trying to learn property. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to get into it. After seeing your videos on Instagram, I just knew that working with you, from the clarity that you brought through Instagram and the videos, that, you know, you was like the right person. And after that first onboarding call, and we just had that chat for like 35 minutes, spoke about, you know, what I could do with this property and how I could utilize it. I just knew that was right.
So we had that initial call. Remember, you were sat in Costa or Starbucks, weren't you? We had that 35-minute. How did you find that initial stage from, we had that call, then you went, this is for me. We obviously got you signed up, set up, we had the onboarding. How did you find that stage and everything just getting introduced and going? What did you enjoy about it? What worked?
Well, from joining from the get-go, obviously I had a month or two just getting my head into all the classroom knowledge, learning, and then joining onto the Tuesday night calls with all the other team members. It's just a very good group, and it's surrounding yourself with like-minded people, all guys who are either on the journey to investing in property, already killing it, or learning how to source. And I feel like at this very beginning stage, when your time's valuable because you're working, trying to do renovations and doing all the work yourself, you know, even in deal sourcing, whether that's speaking to, you know, trying to speak to investors, to estate agents, building clients. So, you know, around that, it's just great to have that community of people. So since joining from that first month, learning all the classroom things, I think it just brings like a lot of clarity.
Yeah, I think clarity, when we first joined, I think that was a word that you even used, of going, I know what I want to do, I've got an idea, I've seen videos out there, but just understanding like what moves me forward in the business. What do I need to be doing? And that's where I'd say you've been progressing the most. Okay, and then we also had the meal. How did you find the meal?
Fantastic,
Yeah, went out, met everyone.
Manchester.
Fazenda. Yeah. You were pretty quick to put your card over, gave up pretty quickly.
And I mean, I wasn't even in group, 2 weeks at that point?
2 days,
you were
I think.
Right, you were like, come along.
How did you find that? Were you nervous about that? How did you find actually jumping on that?
No, I just really welcomed like how much you just like welcomed me in.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah, and all the guys as well.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Anyone that's watching this that is maybe on the fence, thinking about joining but hesitant, what advice would you give them?
Well, I feel like a lot of people who are going to watch this video are probably coming from a background similar to myself, where it'll be like they'll be coming from the first property, looking to buy the first, or, you know, early on into the sourcing or investing like career. So I would say that, you know, if you want to succeed, but do it in a quick way, in terms of, you know, be surrounded by people and a circle of people that can all elevate you. You know, it's a fantastic place to, like, you know, invest in yourself. Basically, I see it as that, an investment in yourself, joining a group like this.
There's loads of other companies out there, loads of noise out there. What is it that you saw from me that made you go, that's someone that I want to work with?
Yeah, like you see a lot of Instagram ads and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. When I saw your content, it was just very real. Okay. There were no like, you know, like trade words or industry, you know, like industry words put into your videos and stuff. So it was just very clear. And when I saw your videos, I followed you from like 1 or 2 videos, and I'm just like, you know, if I ever get the chance, I'll definitely, you know, book a call with him and see if it's right for me.
Did you find a moment, because everyone usually says they follow a little bit, and it's that trust, isn't it? Building that trust.
Yeah.
Was there a moment that you can remember that maybe made you go, I want this now. I'm ready for this. What made you feel ready?
I think it was just the stage at what I was at with the reno.
Okay.
I didn't want to jump too early.
Okay.
And be like, you know, 6 months left of the renovation, knowing I was doing it myself and not having contractors do it, and be like, oh well, I've joined, but you know, I've got 6 months yet till I can finish, because I'm doing it all hands on.
Do you wish you'd have joined sooner?
Possibly, just because of the sourcing side, you know, and building the clientele and all that. But in terms of the stage, in like using the money from this to reinvest, I feel like then was a good time, because now you've given me a lot of, you know, help in turning this around as quickly as possible.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think the biggest lesson has been for you?
Definitely how powerful of like a team of people can be, who are all doing the same thing, you know what I mean?
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest thing.
One of the things that a lot of people talk about, and it's something I talk about, is when people say your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
It's for me, that's just words. I never really understood what it meant. But then when you're in a community, you're with people like you have done, you've invested in something where everyone is pushing forward, everyone's working together.
Towards
I think
similar goals.
It emphasises, and it really does echo of what that actually means. But until you do that, I always thought, it's just words, isn't it?
Yeah, so, this is it.
Yeah, I
mean, I am a bit of a risk taker, so in a sense, at this stage, you know, making such a like financial investment into something, you know, always kind of feels risky at the beginning, but at the end of the day, it's what value it can provide you and what it can do for you long term. Yeah. And I think that's the power in joining something like that.
Appreciate everything you said, mate, which has been brilliant. So thanks ever so much. Obviously, we'll come back definitely when you finish this, which won't be long.
No.
And we're excited to see the progress anyway, aren't we?
Yeah.
You've got a few viewings, a few opportunities, so hopefully there's more. And if you want to follow Will, because he's going to keep posting, keep updating, what's the Instagram to follow?
Instagram is Will Hampshire Property, and just Will Hampshire on LinkedIn.
Nice.
You want to connect,
Good. Sweet. I like Will a lot. With him, it's funny because he texted me the other day and he was getting annoyed that he wasn't doing enough. But one thing he needs to realise is he works 7 till 5, so he works a long job. He's doing that refurb himself. I don't know why he's still doing it all himself, but that's what he's doing. And he's sourcing, so he's viewing properties, he's calling agents, calling clients. But for him, he'll make 5 calls a day. He'll analyse 5 properties. He'll put the work in. He still doesn't think it's enough. It's crazy. His work ethic. He will absolutely smash it. Even if he doesn't source many of the properties he's finding on, he'll build a business where he's got that property, he'll buy another 3 next year, or this year, by the end of the year, and then the year after he'll probably buy another 1 or 2. He'll have £1 million portfolio within 2 years, easily, and then he'll grow the sourcing business outside that, just because I know visibility. I mean, even then when we're leaving, since we've been having some chats, since we've been putting it in place, since he's been reading in the investor module, talking about how to approach investors, how to phrase it in a way that's different than, do you have money, do you want to work together? He's got 3 people that have said they've got money that would be open to having a conversation. So now it's stage 2 of discovery, find out what that looks like, and then stage 3 will be putting a business plan or putting something together in front of them, and he'll probably either raise funds, have another company that he starts buying in, or he'll source 2-3 properties over the next 3 months. One of the biggest things with people, and Will is a great example of that, is that taking action. And I say this is a great analogy. I love this analogy. If I was to say to you, I want to get in good shape, and I was to go on YouTube and watch loads of videos of how to work out, I was to Google where the best gyms are in the area, I was to speak to a couple of people that I knew that were in good shape, saying, oh, how have you done that? What do you eat? What stuff? If I were to do all of that, put all the research in, would I make any progress at all? No, I just know a little bit more about how to get in shape, but I'm not there to just learn about it, I'm there to get in shape. And what people do is they think that researching, spending time learning, understanding as much as possible is progress, where yes, you're making slight progress, but actually what I'd want to do is find out what works at the gym, what to eat, and then try to do that. And then go to the gym and go, actually, I don't like them exercises, and then change it up a little bit. What I'd want to do is I'd want to work with a PT if I want to get there quicker. So I'd speak to a PT and go, this is what I want to do. Yes, there'd be a charge to it, but I'd learn, they'd show me, they'd keep me accountable. If I can't be asked to the gym, they'd be texting me saying, get your ass to the fucking gym. Let's get going. And that's the difference. People just want to research, just want to learn, they want to understand it. They don't actually want to turn up to the gym, work with people that are going to get them there, and put the reps in, put the effort in. I think there's several reasons of why you'd work with a mentor or a community or people. I think the first one is you don't know what you don't know. So it's like, great, if you want to step forward in your business, what actually moves that needle forward? You might think, oh, we'll just keep calling agents. It's like, great, but what do you do with the information? How do you put that right? How do you put your offers in? How do you get better at it? Again, it's knowing what to do. So number 2, it's that accountability, like you just said there. If I were to kind of think, right, well, I'm just going to keep doing it, there'd be points where it's like, I'm not seeing enough progress here. But if I had someone on my shoulder going, you're doing everything right and it will come, just keep doing that, maybe tweak that, That will just make you more focused. Okay, right, it's working. Again, I use a gym analogy. If I went to the gym every day for 5 weeks and I was like, I've not got a six pack and I'm not shredded, then you'd be going, do you know what, this is bollocks. And if I was speaking to someone saying, yeah mate, you're doing all the right things, maybe tweak this, you're probably going too much, you need to scale that back, eat a little bit better, give it another 4 weeks and you'll see more progress. That would make me go, okay, well, I'm going to continue then. Give me more confidence to keep doing the right thing. One of the things that I loved about what Will said there, which is why I'm so pleased that we're working together, is he talks about his aspirations. And he said it, didn't he? He's like, oh, well, I don't know if it's too high. I don't know if it's not high enough. And that's why I love that he can work with me, because he wants to build £1 million portfolio in the next 5 years. And it's something that when I started, and I was kind of a little bit in, very similar to him, it's the same idea that I had. In 5 years, I want £1 million portfolio. That is what I wanted. I mean, I'm now 5 years into it. I've worked with people that have helped, mentors that have helped. I've now got just under a £5 million portfolio. I never thought that would have been achievable until I started working with the right people. And when Will's saying that, and you actually put it into context of, right, this is where you are, with the plan over the next 12 months, he'll probably have anywhere between £500,000 to £600,000 portfolio. So his £1 million portfolio, I'll be pushing back going, mate, you could double that, you could triple that in the next 5 years. And that's the beauty of working with people that you could say are further ahead, of going, no, you could easily get further than that by doing this or this or this, or change that. And again, I was in the exact same shoes 4 or 5 years ago. It's who you surround yourself with, absolutely. It can genuinely, putting yourself in front of the right people can just tenfold where you are and where you will end up. Maybe even more in some instances. I know a few people that have done very well in business, sold and done exceptional over time, and I try to meet them for a coffee as much as they will allow me to before telling me to piss off, because it's great to see them people, and for them to even just having a coffee and saying this is what's going on in the business, they give me a bit of advice. I go, have you thought about that, maybe change that. But it's also nice to hear sometimes going, you're doing all the right things, keep going. And that's equally as important. So yeah, the people you surround yourself with, the people you work with, it's more important than I think the idea, what you're doing, it's more important than all of it. So going back to the office now, days like this are genuinely my favourite days. How have you found today? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's just nice seeing, like, in real life.
What we do, it's not theory. Like, we're not just thinking this might work. We're working with people that come to us with an idea, with I think this might work. We're helping, they're jumping on community, we're doing one-to-ones. And then when you work with someone, Will's a couple of months now, then when you catch up with them, see the progress that they're making, and you have them conversations, it's just amazing. See, today, like we said, we've seen the progress of the house. The deal is absolutely amazing anyway. He's got 3 investors that are potential. He's had a couple of viewings of really strong properties. Seeing all of that come together, it's just amazing to see from other people that have started from not even knowing what sourcing was 2 months ago. So it's amazing to see that progress from people. And for me, I just want to work with more and more guys or more and more people that want to be pushing that. So if you are watching this, if this is something that you look at and go, I love days like that, I want to get involved in that, I've seen what sourcing is, that looks interesting, I want to build a portfolio, I want to build a career in property, then get a call booked in. What we're doing now is we're doing bespoke, this is how we can help and where we can get you to. So we're really pushing the ability to help more and more people, which I'm so excited about. So if you do want to book a call, if you do want to explore what that looks like, how we can help, explore some of the stuff Will said about the community calls, the one-to-ones, etc., click on the link in the description, and we can get an initial discovery call booked in, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I'm excited where this network's going and building it even bigger and bigger. Really, really exciting. So, and we'll definitely do a follow-on video. We'll go back in a few months, see where he's got on, how he's getting on with source, and how the property finishes, and we'll see what it values up at. I think he'll get to 150. Genuinely, I think he'll get to 150.